Hi everyone, it's Tracy and welcome to my YouTube channel. Woohoo! I'm gonna tell you, it's a Sunday and it's stinking hot out and it's supposed to be, I don't know if you guys, you don't do Celsius, but it's supposed to be 34 tomorrow. And that's not including the humidex. So we're looking at close to 40 tomorrow, which is pretty darn gross. That makes me really crabby. So I won't be leaving the house, only to let the dog out and she can go on the deck. So how are you? I'm great. I want to share with you Rosie. Well, I didn't name her that, but obviously now I just did. We had Posy the other day and today we have Rosie. And she's named Rosie because it is from Ruby and Pearl's Rosie kit. And I don't know, I'll have to figure out what inspired me. I think it was this book, the book cover. So I think I just sort of went for, oh no, it was fabric. It was a piece of fabric from Nancy at Wishes and Weeds. That's what it was. And then it all came together. Okay, let's take a look. So this is a 3 signature journal, and it's pretty stuffed full. I have a hard time leaving pages blank. To me, it feels like I've left something unfinished. So I put a blocker down here close to me so that I know that this is my middle, because you know I always screw up. Okay, so for the front topper, it's a whole mishmash of everything. First of all, I think this is a Graphics Fairy or a Ko-fi freebie from someone's kit, but I Mod Podged it and then I crackled it, and I don't know if you can see the crackle at all in there. And there's just the other side of that. I think it was probably what, I don't know. This is from a book of roses that I have, a book about roses, and this is from the kit. I just threw in a little bit of gold because you'll see there's gold in the kit as well. And then look at this postcard. It's seen better days, but it's absolutely perfect. And I don't know, it said 1 cent stamp, so it's probably early 1900s. Dear Uncle, best congratulations to your birthday. From Mr. Fred, well, Kansas. Isn't that cute? Okay, so the book was called actually Hostages. I choose them, but I loved it. I loved the embossed or debossed or whatever you call this seal on the front. And there's also one on the side. So I just kept it simple and used this trim. I think I got this from Jan at Lita Vintage or Kathy at Greek Chick. But yeah, I just thought, yep, simple. So let's get started. Okay. So again, this is from that beautiful book of roses. I think it's called the Encyclopedia of Roses. I'm not 100 on that though. So this is the fabric that inspired the whole thing. And so, oh, you'll have to excuse my allergies are insane, which means it's gonna rain. So just so you know, if you ever want to know the forecast, just listen to one of my videos. So a paper doily here and this cute little fabric flower right there. And then this envelope, this is actually from I think this might be inspiring something on Ko-fi. Oh my God. But inside is just some paper to write on, and this is a Ruby and Pearl photo from one of her kits, not this one, but another one. But I love that envelope. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. Word of the day. Gorgeous. It's super neat. And this is a photo from her kit, and I just love the I guess sepia or sepia, whatever you call that. But yeah, I love that picture. Okay, so let me keep going. And this is from the dust jacket of the book. This is the title page of the book. So underneath here it says hostages. But I thought I liked these two, so I made them part of the page. And then this is from another of, I don't know if it's this kit or not, but I've tried to, I used distress ink, or yeah, distress oxide. But I had to be really careful because I print on inkjet, and you can't really do much to something with water from inkjet. But I was able to get, if you can see, some aging on that. Just a little piece of tape right here. And this is heavy cardstock, and look at it, it's bumpy. And this came from a bunch of the free office supplies I got a while back. So here on this page, you'll have to, I was printing these beginning pages of my signatures on this really heavy matte photo paper, but I'm finding it's just really heavy. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. So here's the title of the book, or the copyright of the book, 1942. And then I just took this. This is from, I think this is from Guardy at Flatwork, one of her kits. So I just fussy cut it all out for the page. And here, this is some of my pink dyed paper. And here we just forgot to put some, oh, I'm horrible. So it's just a pocket I made with vintage piano paper. And then I don't know where I got this little photo from, but it's cute. And that's sewing tape. But I added this because it said, line your clothes closet with aromatic red cedar. Red. Rosy red. But this is an oldie. This is from the... I think this might be from that, I don't know. I'm losing it today. But I love all of the little scribbles of math all over the side, maybe to see how much cedar they need for their closet. And then on the back, stop drafts. Oh, this might have been from one of those books I got from Heather. And drafts. Chamberlain Metal Leather. So that's that page. And there you got some really pretty vintage trim here. It's really dainty. And here we've got an inside out, you know, my thing, inside out airmail envelope. And on the inside is just, I think it's a piece from, yeah, piece from her kit, from Heather's kit. And then we've got, this is a piece from that ledger book that I got from the late 1800s, early 1900s. So I added, there's little pieces of it, because when they used it as a scrapbook, they took like little pieces of pages of anything that they thought was pretty and glued it on. So we've got a scar band and some tape. And then this is right here, this tab is actually a paint sample chip that I embossed. And this little thing here is the back of this photo slide, and it's a mansion somewhere. Here's some laundry tape. Here's a really pretty red envelope with a stamp on it. This is from a thread spool, and this is movie star, I think it's German, but I don't know. I think it's Bunt Filmbilder. I don't know. But I liked the red and the gold. I thought it was perfect there. Here's some antique ledger from 1867, and I'm running low on it, but I've loved using it, and maybe I can get some more from Kathy. This is a page of rag paper from Nancy at Wishes and Weeds, and I just put some texture paste on that. I love how that looks. So here we have some Girls of Paris, Fleurette, Colette, Jeanette, and Mistinguett. So some lace on there. This is from the Canadian Advertisers magazine, and it was, I think, for cigarettes. We'll see on the other side. But Grandpa, you shouldn't be doing that. And on this side of the ad was for Royal Rose talcum powder. And see, roses, red roses. So here's another page from Heather's kit, and I've just added some zhuzh, and then I just took this frame. I had some acetate, and I just put the frame here just to sort of focus around the people on the stairs, but you can pop something else in there if you want. And there's the kit, and I tried to rough it up as much as I could. And here we have a bright red envelope that I texture paste, and I just had a little piece of this. I think this is from another kit of Heather's, but I just did the folds. I wasn't going to pull the sewing machine out because I was in a half decent mood, and I knew if I was to pull the sewing machine out, we might have a big fight. So anyway, in here, now it's all stuck because I think it's stuck on the inside lining, or it's stuck on the tape, or something stuck. There we go. It's just a vintage recipe card. All that for that. So this page here is actually, I got from Florence Lady. I got all of the books from. It's a pad of paper, and it has the royal family on the front. So I think it was a giveaway when they came to Canada or something like that. But this is just from, I don't know whose kit this is from, but this is printed on tracing paper. I don't know if you can tell at all. I thought it would go there. This is from Better Homes and Gardens Floral Arranging, and it's got the pretty roses in there. And this came from one of my gardening books. I can't remember which one. I apologize. But we've got a red tag in here, and it is on the back. We have a really beautiful first day cover with a rose on it. And then there's the other side of that paper. I don't know if you can tell, it's real linen paper. You can see the lines in there. So on the other side of the envelope, I just collaged it, and then I added this sweet girl. I cut her out and put her in there, and I don't have resin or anything. So I just add a big heap of either Elmer's glue or Mod Podge, and then I just let it sit for a couple days. And so that's how I do it. So I've just added some really petite gold trim on this page, and just some punched gold cardstock on the back. I love that picture of her. So here's the other side of the talcum powder, and there's Gramps getting some smokes. Still I puzzle and ponder and rack my brain in wonder over mogul Mystic mogul, bring this mogul I implore. Mighty mogul, so applauded, so mysteriously landed, and so generously ordered. Mogul, mogul, evermore, only mogul, smoke some more. Oh dear. So this is from that music paper. This is the page from Nancy. See, there, Tracy had to adjust. You know how much she loves her chair. I absolutely can't stand this chair. The problem is, I'm at the dining room table. I don't have much room because I have to let other people move around the house. If it was just me, oh my God, I just looked at my dog and she's going to fall off the back of the couch any minute. Oh well, I just don't have a lot of room. Anyway, so here's the ledger, and in my stash of cards, I had this really beautiful, the happiest birthday ever, and this is Uncle Will, and for some reason it says 6.5. I don't know, is Uncle Will 6.5? But it's an artistic card. It's really pretty, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I answered myself. It's really pretty. Yeah. And there's the ledger. And here on the back of that airmail envelope, I just did like another little collage again with some of the laundry tape, another stamp, shedding, and then this plain card, which has the red cape from the Toreador. And then here is just a vintage cigarette card. With an airplane and the number 3 and this beautiful red rose stamp here. And now this is a page from the kit that I printed on tracing paper and just tore it to be a belly band. And then this is first page, or what do you call those? Cover page from a book, Prince John's Pilgrimage. And I think I made a journal out of that book already. Here's the pink page. You can sort of faintly see the rose stencil in there. So here is an embossed parchment paper. I ran a piece of the red inside cover across it because I had extra. And inside we have places to write on. And then we also have, I used this in another journal I made. This is tissue paper from a big sheet of tissue paper, and I just added that onto this flash card. And then this is just a little charm with little keys, like a key ring. I love those. And I alcohol inked that because it was silver. So I'll keep going. So this is a page I used to back that. Oh, I have glue on my hands. To back that fussy cut of the floral thing I did. So here's the back half of that little piece of fabric, and then I just added this little card in there. So on this page, I just sort of used some, good God, you know, yeah, just so to just sort of dull the print down, but this is a picture of a rose. I don't remember if you watched me do one of my latest thrift hauls. I got that big encyclopedia of gardening, and this was in it, and I tore the page out right away, and I said, yep, this is for my next journal. So that goes in there, and there's some beautiful chrysanthemums on the back. And then, oh, my most fun score lately, I'll move this bobby pin, were these Princess Pat Real Human Hairnet. Best quality, finest mesh, invisible, but it's dark brown for long hair, cap net. Now, there's not one in here, thank God, because I would be scared. But send for free premium catalog. And then here's a coupon. So whoever gets this journal can mail in to Toronto. No postal code. No, just Wellington Street, Toronto. That's it. So I just love that. So And it's red. It's perfect. It was red. And put that back on. And here we have, I did not glue this down because it is a very, very heavy, I don't know if you can hear it, heavy cabinet card. And I'm assuming it's Montbéliard, so it's either probably Paris, Switzerland, or Quebec. But she's so pretty, and look at the cattails and the grasses. So it obviously was, I would think, fall. I don't know, but her cute little shoes, and yeah. So then she's just backed with some gold, really gold cardstock. And I just sanded the tops of the flowers down just to kind of dull them a bit. And then I alcohol inked all the leaves green. I don't know if you can see, it kind of tinged them. And then this is just another one of those cute little flowers. Just some leftover from a doily. And this is just a little buckle. You know me and buckles, right? I saw somebody going through a thrift haul or something the other day, and there were all these buckles, and they're like, oh, just some buckles. And I'm like, just some buckles. So here's the second signature, and this is, again, from Ruby and Pearl's kit. This is from one of her ledger kits, her, I guess, vintage papers, or I'm not sure. I apologize, but I printed that on coffee dyed paper. Here's a page from her kit on tracing paper. And I just love how, like, you put something behind it, like put the postcard behind it, if this was a page. And isn't that pretty? Yeah. But I didn't want to zhuzh every page because then I never get the book shut. So here we've got some lace as a pocket. And this is just a page from a blank journal. All the pages had these roses on them, so that's in there to write with. This is from a seed catalog that I got from Nancy at Wishes and Weeds, and it's perfect, isn't it? Just all these beautiful pictures of different roses. And then on the back, I put some, there was like tomatoes and stuff, and it just didn't, like, I don't know, tomatoes and roses, just, so I put a really vintage, or 1907, antique music paper. And this is a picture from the kit, and I've just backed it on some black cardstock and just a little tiny piece of trim there. And this is from another one of her kits or her vintage wallpapers. And on this page, this is from a vintage stamp album. I'm pretty sure I got this from Kathy at Great Chick. And then this is, I think it's inviting you to go see some monuments. Yeah. But it was mailed to Monsieur le Curé de Grossage. So he lived in Grossage, Mr. Le Curé. So he's gonna go to celebrate the war combatants. Here's the other page. Here's just a little from a little French book of some sort. And I just a little texture paste on there. Here's some ledger. And this is from the Canadian Advertisers magazine again. This is an ad for Player Piano, built by ye old firm. And then this one is, the work you do tomorrow depends on what you do tonight. So after a wearing, grinding day, you need more than food and easy chair to make you ready for tomorrow's work. Play the piano, or let the piano play for you. Here's another page from Heather's kit. Now here, when I printed this page, some of Heather's kit is landscape and some is portrait. And when I printed the landscape and then I flipped the paper as I normally do because I don't have two-sided printing, and I flipped it and then printed something that was portrait. So this underneath is upside down. So I put some, this is from a vintage table runner, and I just put some lace down along here and some tape. But I had, this came from that ledger scrapbook I have. And I don't know what, if this is like a tracing of some sort that they did. But yeah, beautiful. And then this is a letter from 1970, Hi Honey, but it's written in red. So I thought it would go very well in this journal. So on this page, just some trim. This is a page that I soaked off of the ledger as well. And it's just a really beautiful page. It's German by the looks of it. Look, he won an Oscar. But yeah, beautiful. And it's just amazing how you can soak a page and stuff comes off just perfect. Like this is from probably early 1900s and look how it came off. So just added some lace trim there, just a little cluster down here with a rusty safety pin, and punched this page. Oops, come back. This is, isn't this a beautiful page? It's like you can see the fabric. Like you can, it's like, never mind. You know what I'm getting at. So here's the player piano ads again. So here is another airmail envelope that I've taken, but I did not turn this one inside out. However, I did lose a bunch of it. And so I've made a pocket, come on out, a pocket here. And this flips up and there's all this room to journal. And then as we go to the other side, if I'm in the middle, right up here, I just added this little, I don't even know what you call this thing. But this is a vintage jewelry tag that I have. And there's these stamps from the envelope. And then this is from Heather's Kit. And I saw Sharon do this from the Journalosity shop, where she took a page, folded it in half, but put a strip of lace down the middle between the two pages, and it just looks really sweet. So thank you, Sharon, for that. There's the French book page. Here's just a collage of my red stamp collection. No, I don't have a red stamp collection, but look at that tomato. See, there was only room in this journal for one tomato, and that's it right there. So that's all my little red stamps there. So this is the cover page of the Seed catalog. And so on it, I've added the front of a vintage envelope from 1943. And it's Army Navy stamp. So, you know, it was during wartime. But I left this down the bottom, a Niagara of Plenty, because I just thought shout out to Canada, right? So we've got a picture of a rose from another rose book that I had, and then a really pretty rose playing card. And again, another page of all roses from that book. Just gorgeous. And if your name's on here, you win. Earl, you win. Well, there's Caroline. Caroline's Craft Tree. There's Alice. I know an Alice. I don't know if I know a Betty. I don't know an Una. Elvira. That's Oak Ridge Boys, right? So there's the other side of that lace trim. It just ran across both pages. And this is a page from another gardening book that's laying around. I added a little eyelet that's shaped like a flower and some velvet red trim. And this is from one of Heather's kits on the back. And we turn the page and we have blank for a minute. And I just added, this was left over, so I just added it there. It's from the kit. And lace pocket here. And this is from that new gardening encyclopedia that I got. And it's just beautiful. I wish that their pictures are so weird. Like, I don't know. It's like they're fuzzy. It's almost like they're colored after the fact. Like maybe that's it, but well, this edition was 1970, but I think it's like 1930 that it was originally published. So maybe they used the flowers from the very first edition, the pictures from it. So that could probably be why they look like that. And that's the kit. So here's our final signature. And this is the tissue paper I was telling you about that I put on that flashcard. And I punched this page. And you got journaling space there. This is wrapping paper. And it's apropos for this. So this is just little leaves from the fussy cuts of the roses that I did. And this is a picture from Heather's kit. I just think it's so sweet. Get in there. And here, this was my little trick. So I had this card and I thought it's really lovely and I'm going to use it in the journal, but I didn't want to put it in the like actual signature because then it gets like, you know, with the heavy cardstock I was talking about, it makes the pages hard to turn. So what I decided to do is I turned it into a little journal inside a journal. So there's just an embossed paint chip and then just pages to write in. And it's just stuck in this little, when I folded the magazine page, I just stuck it in there. And I think it works perfect, but also you can flip it and you can like put something back in here too. So that was my fun little thing, because I didn't have a scrappy pad. So you don't need a scrappy pad now. So that's that catalog. Remember I was telling you about that 1950 catalog. So this is the ledger that I soaked and pulled everything off of. And you can kind of sort of see a little bit of paper that I did miss getting off when I soaked it. But it's amazing. Like there was a lot of glue used to put these papers down, but you just like, I just rubbed the glue right off. I had some pretty toxic water after the fact, but everything came off just fine. So here's another gorgeous, gorgeous picture of a rose. Isn't that beautiful? And this is just a rose collage with many little red things that I found in my stash. And this is from Heather's page as well. And then this is just some red paper that I had that's got like fibers in it. And so I just added some lace trim on that, and then a rusted safety pin with a little red bead in there. Am I still there? Yeah. So here's some coffee dyed music paper. This is from a poetry book. This is a German book page, I think. And here, this is junk journaling, right? I had a leftover piece that was shaped like this. So I'm like, I'm not using this lovely embossed cardstock. So I made it into a pocket, and this is a page from the kit. And look at how the what is it? Vintage photo distress. Oh, I got crap under my nails from dyeing stuff. The vintage photo distress oxide. It almost made it look gold. And that's that black cardstock again. And this is from the complete book of flower arranging. And I think it's from the 50s. And here, this is another neat little page. She's here because of her red hair. Now, I know it's a purple page, but it's her red hair that brought her here. And so what I did is, because there's a beautiful image on the other side, I didn't want to glue it down to the page. So I just turned it into that. So this pocket works, so you can tuck stuff in there. And this one is glued down, but you have a side pocket here and you have a pocket here. So I like that layout. And then, so this is foolscap. Remember the old foolscap from school? I have a whole bunch of foolscap. So I dyed that. I think that's avocado. I'm not sure. But I've just done like a collage of a bunch of different things on the back there with some old ledger paper. So you can have all that space for writing. So there's the book pages, the music paper, the red page. So this is a stencil avocado red onion skin dyed end page from a book. It's amazing how well the end pages take to stencils and coffee dyeing. It's incredible. Except this one had like another piece of paper. Can you see the straight lines there? It must have had another piece of paper, so it only got the outer edge of the stencil, but that's perfect. So I put this is from Heather's kit, and this is just a little fussy cut I did, and it goes in there. Oops. And there's the back of that page. This is just from that redhead purple page, and this is just a beautiful postcard. It is from it's from Toronto. It's from this CNE, which is the big fair that did they cancel it? I don't know. I don't think, but it's the fair that's known for having like the craziest combination of foods. Like that's the first time I ever heard of the donut cheeseburger type thing, but they do deep fried butter. Yeah. But it also had the red stamp and the red there. So there's the ledger. This is from Heather's kit. And I had this beautiful real ruby. So I will insure this. So I added it on that lace there. There's the catalog. This is a piece of fabric that I just fussy cut the piece of rose out of and added it on the back of this wrapping paper. Here is another cabinet card, and I don't want to take it out. Like, it's not glued down. It's on the photo corners. But isn't she sweet? Just look at that face. And happy. Most toddlers are not happy. And we've just got some lace trim down here. So this is actually from the book Hostages. So just so you know, that's why that book page is there. And here is the last page of the kit. So on the back page, again, we have the fabric pages. We have, this is one of those little Tim Holtz, like little picks. And this is just, I took this off a piece of a necklace. And then we've got one of Heather's ledger pages. And this is from the kit as well. And it's got the velvet ribbon on it. So that's this in a nutshell, or in a rosebud. Sorry. Oh, that wasn't punny at all, was it? Thanks, everybody. I'm glad you came by again. There's been a lot of videos lately. Probably be one tomorrow too, because I've almost finished a journal that I've done using the Blue Vintage Blossoms kit from Natalie at Well Loved Journals. And then Shar at Ida Jane Designs has just come out with a new kit. And so my printer's been chugging those pages out because she is one of my favorite designers. So anyway, everybody, have a happy rest of the Sunday. Believe me, I'm not leaving the house for 2 days. And maybe I'm a little hyper because my son had to go do a service call, and when he came back, he brought me a latte. So that's a lot of latte caffeine I've had. Oh my God, stop me. Have a super day, everybody, and I'll probably see you tomorrow or Tuesday. Bye.